Is Neymar Jr. the most hated man in football, or is he simply misunderstood? In a recent survey of Premier League defenders, Neymar Jr. was voted the most annoying player to face by a staggering 45%. But why do these seasoned pros find the Brazilian so infuriating? Remember the 2017 Champions League final when Neymar's audacious nutmeg on Thiago Alcantara backfired spectacularly, leading to a counterattack and Real Madrid's winning goal. This incident could illustrate the fine line between skillful play and showboating, which might irk some players. He's a great player, but sometimes you just want to grab him by the shirt and say, "Get on with it!" Let's find out the reason behind this hatred. In 2013, Joey Barton, an English midfielder, was quite rude about Neymar on social media. He compared Neymar to the Justin Bieber of football, saying he's brilliant only on YouTube and called him a cat. These posts became popular among supporters and were widely shared on the internet. Neymar noticed Joey's message and eventually responded, saying he didn't know who Joey Barton was. Joey Barton had a reputation as one of the biggest provocateurs in the Premier League, having played for clubs like Manchester City, Newcastle, and Marseille. Despite Neymar's success at Barcelona, Joey managed to annoy many star players during his career. However, in Neymar's case, all it took was a couple of sentences on social media, and Neymar quickly proved his full potential at Barcelona, silencing his haters. PSG's main rival in Ligue 1 is Marseille. Their games are always intense, and tempers can rise quickly. In one match between the two teams, Neymar and Álvaro González were constantly arguing. Neymar in turn accused González of using racist language. González denied making such comments, and the truth remains unclear. However, their dispute escalated into a physical fight, leading to a brawl between the two teams. In their subsequent encounter, the animosity between Neymar and González was evident, with their on-field war of words spilling over into a public Twitter feud. Beyond the typical club rivalries, González has a strong dislike for Neymar, accusing him of being a cheater and a liar. During one game, Neymar believed that Fernandes had been calling him an idiot. When it was time for a shirt swapping at the end of the match, Neymar refused to exchange jerseys with Enzo, who pleaded his innocence. The two players were seen having a heated discussion after the game, rumored to have continued in the tunnel afterward. Neymar appeared to show no respect towards Enzo. During the World Cup, it seemed like Neymar and Enzo might meet on the field, representing Brazil and Argentina respectively. Unfortunately for Neymar, Brazil got knocked out. Enzo had the last laugh, winning the World Cup and earning the title of the best young player in the tournament. He also scored a $100 million move to Chelsea. While Neymar may not be too jealous about that, things could get complicated as Chelsea has expressed interest in Neymar. Roman Abramovich, the Chelsea owner known for spending large amounts of money, might bring the two players together as teammates. That situation could indeed be awkward. But also his teammates. When right-back Nelson Semedo joined Barcelona for $42 million, there were high expectations for him. With a chance to make an impression during his first training season, Semedo was eager to impress, especially with legends like Dani Alves and icons like Messi as his teammates. However, Neymar, showcasing his skills on the pitch, prompted Semedo to attempt to take him out with a strong tackle, which floored Neymar. In response, Neymar became furious and angrily confronted Semedo, leading to a scuffle. Barcelona players had to intervene and pull Neymar away from the new recruits. The majority of the team was disappointed with Neymar's actions and sided with Semedo. In the next incident, PSG was facing Lille, and on the field, Neymar enjoyed playing with his opponents. In the dying minutes of the game, Thiago became furious and wanted to confront Neymar. The situation escalated, causing problems between the two teams, and the referees struggled to maintain control. Eventually, both Neymar and Dalot were sent off. The conflict continued in the tunnel after the game, where Thiago was particularly upset when Neymar threw tape at him. Reflecting on the incident in the dressing room tunnel, Thiago stated, "He said things to me that I ignored. He even threw tape that is wrapped around players' ankles in my face. What did he say? I don't know, but they weren't good things." Thiago emphasized that while such incidents are part of the game, Neymar lacks a bit of respect. He expressed the belief that Neymar needs to show more respect. Thiago also pointed out the media's role, suggesting they tend to favor more media-friendly players, who are consequently more protected. In Thiago's opinion, Neymar may have a tendency to look down on some players. In the 2014 World Cup, Brazil had high expectations and were considered favorites to win the tournament. Their hopes were centered around the talented young striker Neymar. Facing Colombia, known for their aggressive playing style, Neymar began the game impressively, proving elusive to defenders and showcasing slick moves that made him a constant threat. However, he particularly irked the Colombia players, especially Juan Camilo Zuniga, who struggled to keep up with Neymar. Unfortunately, Zuniga resorted to a terrible high-knee tackle on Neymar's back, abruptly ending Neymar's World Cup campaign. The severity of the tackle was such that Neymar was informed he was fortunate that the impact wasn't a few inches lower, as it could have resulted in a more severe injury, potentially preventing him from walking again. The incident highlighted the rough tactics employed by Brazil's rivals who, disliking Neymar's skills and perceived diving, opted for a more aggressive style of play. The following year, in the Copa America, Colombia and Brazil faced each other again. The game mirrored their previous encounter, marked by 19 fouls committed on Neymar alone, with Zuniga involved in many of these incidents. In the midst of a tussle, Zuniga even struck Neymar with his hand, causing Neymar to bleed from the mouth. Frustrated with the constant aggressive targeting, Neymar retaliated and ended up being sent off. It was evident that Zuniga harbored strong animosity towards Neymar and aimed to harm him on the pitch. Mbappe has a strange relationship with Neymar, kind of love-hate. But Mbappe had a problem with how popular Neymar was with PSG fans, and also the fact that Neymar was the designated penalty taker. So, in the first game since signing his contract, Mbappe told the new manager, Christopher Galtier, that he was going to be the penalty taker from now on. This caused tension with Neymar. Sure enough, PSG got a penalty, Mbappe took it but missed. In that same game, they got another penalty, which Neymar scored. So obviously, Galtier must have put Neymar back on penalties, right? Well, no. Mbappe has the power at PSG, and he was kept on as their main man from the penalty spot. The relationship between Mbappe and Neymar has been difficult, and rumor has it Mbappe has been trying to get Neymar pushed out of the club. Paris can't handle these two big egos. Speaking of penalty drama, next up we have a former teammate of Neymar at PSG. When Neymar arrived at PSG, Edinson Cavani was a goal machine and a fan's favorite. The big Uruguayan striker was also the club's first-choice penalty taker. Neymar was a whole different level of high-profile superstar with a mega brand image that even a player like Cavani didn't have. So Neymar arrived and was instantly treated like royalty. This meant that Cavani was pushed from penalty duties in favor of Neymar. Dani Alves, Neymar's best friend, also joined the club, and the pair's friendship and training also annoyed Cavani. Cavani and Neymar were seen arguing on the pitch over the ball when PSG were awarded a penalty, and the tension stayed right up until Cavani left the club to join Manchester United. Cavani felt that he was given no other choice but to leave, realizing his position at the club was underneath Neymar. They met in a game between Uruguay and Brazil as rivals. Tensions rose, with the pair starting a fight on the pitch. There's always friction between the South American footballing nations, but the hatred of Neymar and Cavani made it worse. Let's take the Copa del Rey Classic between Atletico Madrid and Barcelona as an example. These two teams always play aggressively against each other. The game isn't always about showboating and mocking the opposition with flicks and tricks, but Neymar didn't get the memo. Neymar had been teasing Atletico players all game, even kissing Juan Fran. This enraged the whole team, but Gavi in particular was pissed. He didn't think too much of Neymar's attitude and disrespectful behavior. There were angry scenes between both teams as players lost control, as well as the way he continually looked to gain advantage by trying to dive and win free kicks and penalties. To make things worse, Barcelona won. Sure, being a bad loser isn't a good look, but when it comes to football, you can also be a bad winner by not showing grace. He should learn from the great players around him like Xavi and Iniesta. He has a funny way of playing, especially when he's winning.